Hello mums, it's Nikki here from the Mouths of Mums team. How are you? Happy Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. It's Monday night, just on 5 o'clock, and I am getting dinner ready for our family tonight. I thought for a change, rather than all those really fancy dinners, I thought you could have a little peek at what we're having tonight. My objective was to use up all the leftovers from the weekend. So we had a barbecue yesterday afternoon, so I had some leftover sausages, and then on Saturday I'd done some roast veggies. So I'm going to use all of those up, but I'm going to show you how you can put all of those together and make dinner for less than $10. Now we've got 2 adults in the family, one 16-year-old who eats as much oh, there goes the garlic, who eats as much as his father, and then 2 young daughters, one who's filming and she can't stop laughing now. So 2 young daughters, and this dinner really will fill all of us up. So let's have a look at what we've got. So what I'm going to do is a bit of a take on a risotto. So I've got a normal baking dish, and I've literally put 2 cups of risotto rice in there. So if you've got arborio rice, if you wanted to, you could use normal brown rice, but I've got the arborio in there. Can you see that, Abby? Can we see the rice in there? Okay, so I've just put that in the bottom of a baking dish. And then what I'm basically going to do is put in all of the veggies and the leftover sausages from the barbecue. So we'll stick those sausages in. Now that was actually 5 sausages. That was left over from 2 packets of sausages that I'd barbecued, or that my husband had barbecued. So I'm just going to throw all of those in. Basically we're just going to end up mushing this all together. So there's some beautiful beef sausages in there. And then I also had, the only thing I'm adding tonight is I've chopped up 1 medium brown onion, just for a bit of crunch and a little bit more flavour. Now, if you hadn't have dropped the garlic in the bin like I just did, you could actually add some fresh garlic cloves. I had 2 that I was going to crush, or you could put in some powdered garlic, or you could put in some garlic if you've got a bottle of that in the fridge. So I'm just mixing that through. Then the veggies that we had left over from the weekend, I actually did some cauliflower on the barbecue, which was really delicious. It's still nice and crunchy too, so that's going to add a little bit of texture. So we'll throw that in. It looks a bit black, but it really does taste really, really nice. I also did some red onions on the barbecue and some red capsicum. So that's there as well. There's probably about half a capsicum there, and there is the equivalent of 1 red onion left. So I'm just going to spread that out as well. Now my kids love corn on the cob, so I pretty much do that for lots of our meals, and there was the equivalent of probably 2.5 corns of corn on the cobs left over from the weekend, and all I've done is literally cut that off the cob, so that's ready to go in as well. So I'm just going to push that in there, and I've left them quite whole too, because it's kind of nice to give you a little bit of texture. Break it up a little bit so it's not so fine. I quite like chunky because you get some really nice toasting on the top as well. So I'm just going to mix that through. Now obviously we need to add quite a bit of liquid to this to cook the rice through. So what I've got here is literally just a packet of a really nice roast chicken soup. I'm using chicken soup because that's what I had. You could use pretty much any kind of soup, maybe not pumpkin, that might look a bit weird. But anything that's a really nice creamy colour, because obviously we're aiming for that kind of risotto type idea. So I put the 1 packet of soup, I put 2 cups of water in there. I just used hot water so I could get it nicely mixed. And then I'm literally just going to pour that over like that. Now that obviously it's not like it's in a swimming pool, but it's got a nice amount of liquid in there. But you know what, looking at that, I think I'm going to add another cup of water. The other thing that I'm putting in for a little bit of flavour is I had half a cup of white wine left over from the barbecue. So I'm just going to put that in. But what I will do is I'm going to add another cup of water. There we go. That is, yeah, that's a cup. So all up that would be 3 cups of water. And I'll get the last little bit of soup that was in the bottom of that jug too. So there we go. So that... Abs, can you just come over here, darling, and just show everybody? So obviously that looks way too juicy at the moment, way too liquidy. But what will happen is the rice is going to soak up all of that liquid as we cook it, and then it will be nicely rich and creamy. What you could do once it's cooked, thanks, Abs, What you could do once it's come out of the oven is you could actually drop a few little dobs of butter on top of that, and that would actually add to the creaminess. All I'm going to do now is put that in the oven. It'll probably take about an hour on about a 160 oven if you've got a fan force, maybe 170 if you don't have fan force. But the great news is that we can do homework, the kids can have a bath, I can get everything else done for the night while that's cooking away. And then if you've got some baby spinach or some rocket or some salad, you could just do a really, really simple green salad and serve that up. So we'll pop that in the oven, and I'll say good night. I'd love to hear what you guys are having for dinner tonight. It would be fun to see a photo. It would be even more fun if you guys could post a video. I'm just trying to keep it real and see what normal people are cooking. So thanks for having me in your kitchen for 10 minutes. Thank you very much. Good night.